Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, and today I thought what we talk about, because today is Saturday, March 30th. Remember, guys and gals, tomorrow's Easter. So if you got grandkids or kids, you got to get you each candy, and then hopefully you'll have a good time with family and friends tomorrow for Easter dinner. So today we're going to talk about how life sometimes throws setbacks to you. And a pure example is this morning I did a complete video, 21 minutes long, at the house. Nothing changed, nothing different, except yesterday we got a power outage that caused my system with the mic system to disable itself and go back to the default. Now, what we do with that is up to us. So stick around. Alright, so welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, if you didn't already know that, and I do the weekday, Monday through Friday. And then on the weekends, it's kind of a hodgepodge of what I decide I want to do. So today's video is basically on setbacks and how do you handle setbacks. Prime example, like I say, was this morning. I did a complete video and then I went to edit it and there's no sound. So I spent the prior 20 minutes doing something that wasn't useful. That it's like, now what do I do? So you've got a couple choices, right? One, you can just say screw it and I'm done for the day, and that ruins the whole day, right? The other is you could say, you know what, that's fine. What's the best way to do a workaround? And a workaround for me is, all right, I need to be down here at the shop because I run the shop on Saturdays too. So what's the next best thing? Well, I got the complete system set up down at the shop here, and I'm trying out my new camera. Got the autofocus and all the other stuff, all the goodies. But you can't give up. You can't give in. If you had a setback, you need to look at it as a learning lesson of, what did I learn from that setback? Well, what I learned is that when the power goes out, the mic system goes back to the default, which the default mic system is the monitor's got a small mic in it, but I didn't have that set in my system. So when I went to play the video was great, but there was no sound no matter what I tried. And that's the way life is, and you hear me talk a lot in the videos about how when we get time, we get experience, then we get wisdom, right? That's how we learn. And the older we are and the more experiences that we've had, the more setbacks, the more wisdom we've gained. At least we should have. Now, if you're the type that just gives up easy, you're probably not going to learn anything, because you've kind of taken the easy way out of, just saying F it, You're not going to get anywhere in life if you give up easy. If it's worth doing, figure it out. Come at it at a different angle. Change things up. But the worst thing you can do is give up. And the other worst thing you can do is to keep trying it the same way, getting the same results. And I believe Amos said that's called insanity, thinking you're going to get a different result. And I know a lot of people that do that. You have to look at it and break it down and try to figure out what went wrong, where did it go wrong, and how did it go wrong? And then what can I do to correct where it went wrong? And this kind of goes hand in hand. Amos, I did see your comment, and I understand the sentiment of sometimes employees will push you to the brink. And over the years, I've done a lot of hiring. And through that hiring, I have the person in my mind picked of what I'm looking for. And the biggest thing is, are you willing to work as a group? Or are you more of an independent thinker? And when I say, are you an independent thinker, I mean, I'm not saying that you're not one that wants to excel, because that's good. And you're not someone that wants to learn, because if you want to learn, that's great. And if you're willing to try new things, is also a positive in my eyes. But if you can't play fair and work together with coworkers and with me, you're not much of an asset. If anything, you're more of a hand grenade waiting to go off. Because with my employees, when I hire them, I have to put the trust and faith in them. And I understand where you're coming from, Amos, when you say, I will never have, if I ever do anything else, I will never hire another employee. And that goes back to the hiring practice of who are you hiring and why are you hiring? And I know this day and age, we have come to a full circle of where there are more jobs than people looking. But the people looking aren't looking that hard, or they're looking for something that doesn't require much effort on their part. So the quality people aren't there as much as what it used to be. There was a different mindset, back when I was younger and my generation. And I instilled that in my kids, and my kids are instilling it in their kids, is if you want to get ahead in life, you have to work. If you want things, you need to put forth an effort. And always be willing to learn more. Keep an open mind. Just because I don't agree with something doesn't mean that it can't work. But when it comes back to the hiring practice, is yes, there are people that will come to an interview and that interview well, but are not the fit. And you don't know that they're the fit until they've been working for you for 2, 3, 4 weeks. And then the true self comes out. The ones that I tend to stay away from are ones that tend to have a lot of drama. I don't want drama in the workplace. I don't want backstabbing. I don't want... The worst thing you can do if you work for me is to come tattle on somebody else. It is. It's just kind of like, this is petty. You need to be able to work things out with each other and work together for the good of the company, right? Because if the company is doing okay or well, that means you will get paid. If the company is not doing that well, then good chances are you're going to be looking for another job because that company's not going to last, right? So that's one of the things that I look at is a no-no, is drama. I don't want it. I don't need it. And I'm too old for it. And most employers are looking for that as well. Skill level. Depending upon what the position is, A lot of times I would rather have you have no skills and teach you the way I do it than to have you have a lot of skills and come in and start changing everything. And a prime example, we had one employee that I had a system in place, and most of it was shipping and packing. You find the part, put it in an envelope, you go through the steps like on eBay, Amazon, or if we're using stamps.com to do the others. There's a set way of doing it, and I have 3 laser printers all hooked up, but I've got it set up so that each workstation has got a laser printer assigned to them. So when they hit print, it comes out of the one, right? As closest to them, so that they aren't making steps to try to complete the task. And this one employee was very knowledgeable when it came to Microsoft and how the systems worked and stuff, and thought that she could make it better. And what she did was, by making subtle changes, it screwed up the rest of the employees because they weren't excellent in Microsoft, but they had the system down of how to pay the postage, print the postage sheet and the invoice, and get it shipped. Well, now we were having issues with, she had done away with 2 steps, and the employees didn't know what to do. Had that person come to me and said, we can do this quicker by doing this 2-step, I would have said, all right, let's take a look at teaching the other employees these steps before we let it go live. Let's do some trial runs and see if it's easier for everybody else. But in the end, I end up letting her go, not because of that incident, that was just one of a few, but it got to the point of where she felt she knew everything about how to run the business and let me know how I should be running the business. I'm always open for suggestions, but don't come to me and try to tell me how to run my business. If you want to come to me and tell me that you think there's better ways, I'll listen. Absolutely, because I keep an open mind. And I know that, there's more than one way to skin a cat, the old saying goes, right? But you can't have an employee that's constantly talking bad about the company, the owner, the bosses, and so forth. It doesn't mesh well, it's not good, and in the long run, it's going to hurt you more than you can imagine. And that's all I can think of, Amos, in your case, is that you got employees that there was a bad apple somewhere and it started ruining the pot. And I'm pretty quick about that. If I spot a bad apple that's trying to spoil the rest of my apples, I get rid of that apple. I don't dick around. And that's the way you have to do things in business. And in life, the same thing holds true, is that you need to pick your friends wisely. You can't pick your family. You're kind of stuck there. But friends, partners, what have you, you need to pick wisely of ones that make you a better person versus taking you down the rabbit hole. And that's today's video, is finding what works for you and understanding that it's not going to be all a bed of roses the whole time that you're trying to accomplish that, right? That you're going to have setbacks. That's all part of living and all part of learning. It's what you do with those setbacks that will define you. And my hopes is, if you're watching this video, that you don't allow it to define you. You figure out what you did wrong, why it went wrong, and what to do to make necessary changes to gain more wisdom, right? And that's what I did this morning, was instead of just giving up, that's just not my nature, I opted to come down. I knew that I had the system was all set up here because I had used it yesterday after we had the power outage and it had gone to the default here, but I changed it. I didn't think about doing it up there this morning. I will this afternoon change it to where it should be. But I just found it a different way to go at it to get the video out for today. But that tells me a lot about people too, on how easy they're willing to give up on things and miss out because of a few setbacks. So on that note, you guys have a great Saturday. I might put out a nice sermon tomorrow for Easter Sunday. But the takeaway today is you're going to have setbacks in life. That's a given. It's what you do with them and how much wisdom you gain from it that will define you. And the people that you are associating with and the people that you hire will define you and your business. So on that note, you guys have a great day, and thanks so much again for watching the videos. If there's a video you'd like to see or be done, put it in the comments. I read all the comments and I do answer to the comments. And if you have a question about anything on any of our videos, post it in the comments. We have a lot of really experienced people here when it comes to wisdom with age. We've got people that have run businesses and retired, held top jobs, had their own businesses, still had their own businesses, run a repair shop. We got mechanics. We got everybody here.